It looks like Terrence Howard might have bitten off more than he can chew because it seems like Diddy's minions are after him, and it is not looking good. Y'all know how Terrence recently came out to claim that Diddy tried to put moves on him and he had to set him straight about how he doesn't play those type of games? Well, it looks like Terrence has been getting a lot of hate and some threats from Diddy's minions. Y'all know that it's a very tough moment for Diddy in the media right now, and with his trial starting in the next couple of weeks, well, let's just say that this is the last thing that Diddy needs right now, and it looks like his people might be going above and beyond to silence Terrence. Y'all know Terrence is not the one you want to play with like this, cause homeboy is ready to get down and dirty with them. Girl, let's break down this drama because it is a hot mess. Child, every single time we think that Diddy situation couldn't possibly shock us anymore, something new pops up that leaves us all shook. In the past year and a half, Diddy has been accused by so many people of allegedly essaying them, putting moves on them, putting paws on them, and all that stuff. Cassie's lawsuit started an entire roller coaster of lawsuits and a federal investigation that landed him in prison. His fall from grace has also affected a lot of other celebrities because a long list of celebrities have been accused of being involved with his shenanigans. We have celebrities like Jay-Z and Beyonce, who fans are convinced knew something about Diddy's activities, even though there isn't a single shred of evidence to tie them to Diddy's shenanigans. Then we have celebs like Cuba Gooding Jr., who were accused in lawsuits of allegedly doing things at Diddy's parties. Oh, and let's not forget the very long list of celebs who have been accused of attending Diddy's freak-offs. Yeah, you get the gist. But even with that, it was still pretty shocking when Terrence Howard came forward with claims that Diddy tried to put moves on him. According to him, Diddy did not even try to hide that he allegedly wanted to get to know Terrence intimately, if you know what I mean.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man.
In the same interview, Terrence also made claims about how Diddy allegedly emasculates black men at these freak-offs.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire.
Interestingly, that was not the first time that Terrence called out some powerful people in the industry for deliberately emasculating black men. When Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay talking about the same issue, Terrence was one of the first people to back him up. He said, "My daddy taught me, never take the vertebrae out of your back or the base out of your throat. I ain't raising sheep, I raise men. Stay a man. Being a man comes with a curse because it's not a society made for men to flourish anymore. Everything is androgynous, The more successful men now are the effeminate." He also said, "The man has been demonized. With the new formula, most men are made to be effeminate and not have their power or sense of strength. They allow white men to be able to be strong, but when it's black men, it's seen as a threat. I don't want to remove a few chromosomes to fit in someone's story, so I feel they need to expand their stories to allow men to be men and simultaneously appreciate a woman's beauty." So knowing the kind of person Terrence is and how he has been trying to call out the industry for this sort of behavior, you have to wonder what on earth Diddy was thinking when he tried to put moves on him. But then again, Diddy tried to take 50 Cent shopping and allegedly put moves on him, even though everybody knows how much 50 hates Diddy, so I guess Diddy doesn't really care much about that stuff. Anywho, Terrence's comments could not possibly have come at a worse time for Diddy. See, Diddy's trial is starting in May, and jury selection is slated to start in just 2 weeks. The last thing he needs is for his alleged crimes to be all over the internet again, and for people to start talking about it afresh. And get this, the charges against him are more serious than most people realize. He has a lot of civil lawsuits, but the case with the feds is a pretty big deal. He's facing up to life in prison on the charge and a minimum of 15 years for He was officially arrested in September 2024 and has been behind bars since then. His lawyers have tried multiple times to get him released on bail, but they haven't been successful. The prosecutors made a solid case arguing for Diddy to be denied bail, and according to reports, they're worried he will intimidate witnesses and obstruct the case if he's released on bond. Prosecutors also say Diddy's got the money and the means to be a flight risk, and the feds say he had what appeared to be narcotics in his hotel room when he was arrested. Now, y'all keep this part in mind, but we're going to circle back to this in a bit. Anywho, to show just how serious the case is, his lawyers desperately tried to get him bail, even going as far as to put his house up as bail. Diddy tried to prove that he wasn't a flight risk by offering $50 million. According to reports, Diddy's lawyer proposed bail on these conditions: a $50 million bond co-signed by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. He also proposed that the bond would be secured by the equity in Mr. Combs' residence located at 2 West Star Island in Miami, Florida. The appraised value of the home is about $48 million. The home is unencumbered. In anticipation of this bail hearing, on August 20, 2024, Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of about $18 million so that the home could be used to secure a bond and be free of a mortgage. The document went on to say that the bond will also be secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' mother's home located at 450 Alton Road in Miami, Florida, and that Mr. Combs' travel will be restricted to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York to attend court, meet with his counsel, and attend medical appointments, which we will address to the court in a separate sealed submission, as well as the Eastern District of New York or the District of New Jersey, only to the extent that his travel to and from New York involves an airport in those districts. He even offered up his daughter's and his mom's passports just so that the courts could get him bail, but the courts still refused. It was at this moment that we knew how serious the situation was going to be, because this man even offered up the baby's passport, but the courts didn't want any of that. So yeah, it's not surprising that his minions are taking this very seriously. And speaking of his minions, y'all remember how the prosecutors said they were scared that Diddy would intimidate witnesses if he was granted bail? Well, fans are now convinced that Terrence Howard might have been threatened by someone after he revealed that Diddy allegedly put moves on him. Terrence recently posted a video and fans were convinced that he was hinting at how he was getting threats from people. Add 2 and 2 together and well, you kind of get the picture.
You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind a keyboard or tucked behind editing clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusations. Because in the old world, men didn't hide behind anything. When they spoke against someone, they had to speak it with their whole being. And if you're going to speak against me, then use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye, integrity and in truth. I've spent a lifetime earning the right to speak with the conviction about these truths that I speak. So if you want to tear that down, have the decency to come and say it directly to my face. And say it like a man. If you're going to talk about the geometry, have other geometries to argue against it. If you're going to talk about the supersymmetry, speak of other supersymmetries that would work against it. If you're going to talk about the white papers, provide your own white paper as an argument to argue against the equations or the conclusions. But we're going to do this respectfully, otherwise we'll end in a duel. And I mean a duel, real life duel, where only one person walks away.
Child, Terrence did not come to play, and just so it was clear that he was referring to the Diddy situation, he added the hashtag #ManCard. Yeah, that man ain't scared of nothing. Fans are here for his bravery, and they commented, he is discreetly exposing how Hollywood uses to control the narrative of who is elite and who is not. Never lose your integrity or self-respect, as the real ones will respect you for it. I believe it, shaking my head. And it's a lot of executives in the entertainment industry using their position to take advantage of people who are weak. But I want to know what y'all think about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.